All right, welcome back, guys. So we're doing a follow-up video to did I buy that 23 red F-250 Godzilla that I found? Well, the quick answer is, if that's the only reason why you came to the video, then yes, I looked at it. No, I didn't buy it. Here, let's break down why. All right, so went down there. Again, we found this truck the night before last, and I'm going to cover some people's questions or points that they tried to make in their comments. So, and bear with me, I'm exhausted. I started work last night at 2 in the morning to move equipment out of from all the 4th of July stuff. So, found the vehicle online. It was a special order. So, special order vehicles from Ford will have a green Maroni sticker if they are custom orders, and they will be blue if they're just standard orders. So this was a custom order. So one person said, man, I'd be pissed if you were driving my custom order truck. Well, first of all, this I agree with you. I would be pissed too. I wouldn't do that. I've actually went to dealers before where they said, oh, we can switch you to this truck. Look at this one, and I'll see a sold sign in it. Not even say a special order sign, but a sold sign, which is just a piece of paper. But I'm respectful. I'm a nice guy. I'll tell the dealer, I'm not going to test drive that. It's somebody's vehicle. They bought it. Well, you can drive it. I'm not going to do it. That's bad karma. So, no, I wouldn't drive it if it was a special order and somebody hadn't turned it down. Now, this specific truck looked like it had been on the dealer for a while. When I had called about it, the guy even took a while trying to even find the dang thing. So, I mean, it looked like it had enough bird poop on it and tree sap and stuff that it had been on the lot for a while. He said that once he found it, he checked on it, it was available. And somebody had waited like 6 months, 9 months for this thing or whatever, decided they weren't going to buy it for whatever reason. But, 6 months is a long time to wait. So if you have to get a truck, then go get a truck. You can't wait for your special order. I waited for mine and turned it down. So again, these become opportunities for people to buy them. So no, it wasn't a sold unit. No, it wasn't anybody's current pickup. It was a special order, but it was no longer special to the person that ordered it. So I got to take it for a spin. So no, that wasn't in there. 2, the gauges. The gauges themselves, the LCD screen, these LCDs drive me nuts. That is the direction everybody's going, so we're stuck with it. But nonetheless, I've driven plenty of 23s with this gauge cluster in there. It still does not blow me away. Matter of fact, it annoys me. But this LCD screen was sitting about a ½ inch lower than the plastic bezel that surrounded it. So oddly enough, at the end of the day, there wasn't anything I could adjust. It was just lower than it was supposed to. I couldn't see half the numbers. I couldn't see half the P, R, and D. I couldn't see half that. That had to be like a build quality issue, because it wasn't something that I could have adjusted. Because somebody said, well, wasn't there a tilt steering wheel? It doesn't matter. I'm 6'2". I, looking down on the thing, couldn't see it. I squatted down in the seat, couldn't see it. So no, it wasn't a matter of the tilt and telescope. It actually had a power one. Being a Lariat, it was power in this specific package. So no, it was actually just not even a design flaw. It was a quality issue. It was not right. Now, going over the vehicle itself, there are several other quality issues. I'll touch on that in a minute. As for the window sticker I showed you guys in the beginning of that video. So again, I showed you guys the Maroni in the first one. So the Maroni sticker is your window sticker. That's the fancy name for it. Legally, it's supposed to be attached to the vehicle. If somehow it gets damaged, they can get a duplicate or a copy of it. However, it has to be an actual copy printed from the manufacturer. It cannot be, if you're buying a new vehicle, they have to supply you with the original window sticker, period. So if for some reason you're missing that or it's damaged, request a new one while you're there if it matters to you. If it doesn't, then who cares? But this is how you confirm original equipment that was ordered and manufactured. Now, this specific truck, somebody said, well, it seemed like it was kind of a blank window sticker. It was a very generic lariat. Now that doesn't mean the lariat's a bean can. It just means that for a lariat it's loaded. So at the very top, that's all the standard features. If you guys didn't know, on your standard window sticker, if you buy a lariat, it has all of the standard XL features, has all the standard XLT features, and it doesn't need to list those separately. If you add something, there will be something in the lower portion of that Maroni sticker. This one had a few add-ons, nothing crazy. It had the fifth wheel prep system, had the camera system, but for the most part, it's pretty basic. And the MSRP on it was like 73 and some change. Now, when you go to a dealer and there is a right side to that window sticker and it shows looks like it doesn't belong, that's an addendum sticker. That's the dealer adding crap. Okay, that thing basically had nitrogen, which is garbage as far as I'm concerned. As soon as you lose a little air and you have to put air in it because you can't find nitrogen everywhere, it negates the whole value of that. So, but they charge you $400 for it. And then they also had an addendum for a $600 pulse. Pulse is a like a diode they hook to the third brake lamp, that when you push the brake it makes it flash 3 times. It's gimmick, it's stupid, I don't like it, but it was $600. So they already marked this thing up $1,000. All right, so to answer that, that's where that's at. Very basic window sticker, and that's where that's at. So when they brought me in, I called in, they said, hey, this truck's available. I said, what's the pricing? They said, what is listed on the internet is the pricing on the truck. So MSRP and DNH, that's what it was. So there was not even the notification of the addendum on there. So I expected to pay MSRP, which is normal. Okay, there are other dealers out there that are marking them up, and there are dealers that actually have discounts, and sometimes there's rebates. Okay, so we took the truck for a drive. The truck made a real interesting whining sound. Now, some watchers have said that guys that have 430s, they wanted to know if I had heard a whining sound with this truck, because this truck had the 430s and the 10-speed. Guys, listen, it doesn't really make a huge difference to get the 430s versus the 355s versus the 373s. It's you're just splitting hairs, okay? I mean, honestly, if you were doing low grunting towing all the time through construction site or something like that, or maxed out 20,000 pounds and you had a dually, then the 430s make sense. But nonetheless, the 430s, it was making a weird sound that I would say sounded like a vacuum cleaner. Not like a vacuum leak, like a vacuum cleaner. It had a weird vacuuming sound when I was pushing on the throttle. Did it feel more powerful than my 355s? No. Did it feel more powerful than my 6.6 LAT? No. Did it feel any different really than my other Godzilla did when my Godzilla was running good? No. But it did make a weird sound. Somebody said it might be the air-conditioned seats. I did not activate those, so those were not even on, so that's not an issue. And when we rolled down the windows, the sound was louder from the outside than was inside. Roll up the windows, that was the case. So I think that clarifies everything there when it comes to the people's main questions on it. Now, all right, got back to the dealer, walked around, made a video. There were some fit and finish issues with this truck. This is not the first time I've seen this with Ford. I could see parking my General, which was a 22 F-250, next to my Chevy. The Chevy, like, body lines, gaps, and everything like that were spot on across the board. But on my Ford, you'd find one side of the hood's misadjusted. The other side, you'd find this piece of body trim sticking out more. You'd find the fender had a bigger gap from the door than the other side. Odd. And that's just what I've seen across the board with Ford. It seems to be that way. Doesn't mean they're crap. No, it does not. But it is something to mention. And I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore, because I know I got a lot of Ford fans and I like Fords. And I got a lot of Chevy fans and I like Chevys. I got a lot of Ram fans and so on and so forth. So there were some fit and finish issues. It also had a weird, hot, burning plastic smell. Now, guys, I've had tons of new cars. I know they put preservatives on the engines and parts and HVAC systems and whatnot, and there is a smell that you get from a new engine, a new vehicle. This is not a smell that I've smelled ever before. This smelled like burning plastic, okay? Like something was hot on the exhaust manifold. I did try and pop the hood. I never saw smoke, but it was an odd smell. I didn't like it. But nonetheless, other than that, was real nice. The gauges still suck. The interior was pretty nice. Didn't really find anything wonky with it. Although the fit and finish was different than the 23 Lariat that I special ordered and went to pick up. There were some real weird things. So, went back, got out of the truck. Guy asked me, hey, how'd you like it? I liked it. Okay. Even with the burning smell, maybe that's something that can be fixed or whatever. And some people said, well, why would you get rid of one POS and get another? Okay, I don't think the Godzilla is a piece of shit, so I'm not afraid to put another one of those on the channel. However, I'm not a huge fan of the 23s, man. I just can't wrap my head around it. The interior is nice. It's a nice upgrade, but really that's the gauges selection you get. You either get the basic XL gauges or you get this crappy LCD screen that's just bland and unsophisticated, and it's just, if my eyes have to look at that the whole time, I don't like it. I don't like it. And for that kind of money, I don't like it. Really, you should just give me the F-150 gauges from the year before, or the Super Duty gauges that were on the up trim ones last year, and those were really good looking, so they could have just tweaked that. Nonetheless, yeah, so 23, I like it in some aspects. I would have liked to put a 23 on the channel just because I hope that the Godzilla has worked its way out, and eventually I probably could have learned to like it. However, I'm not going to buy anything I don't like. Another thing is, we got out, started talking to the guy about price. I said, so the price is MSRP plus DNH. He goes, no, Ford has us marking them up 5. I said, 5 what? 5,000. I said, what? You didn't tell me this last night when I asked specifically what the price was. Now it's 5,000 over MSRP. Yeah. He goes, that's not on us. That's a Ford thing. I said, well, that's a lie, because Ford does not want you to mark them up. As a matter of fact, they were pissed at their dealers earlier this year when everybody was marking up the Lightnings and stuff like that. Last year, sorry, and the year before. They were totally pissed about it. So no, that's not a Ford thing. That is a you thing, and I've ran into that before. This dealer, I will not throw shade on the salesperson, but it's Phil Long Ford. I've ran into that with Phil Long marking up their stuff, but again, I've had people in my family buy from Phil Long, and back when there wasn't an issue of marking up. So they want to mark up the price, and I said, nah, I'm not doing that. He goes, well, you could offer 3, 4, 5,000 over MSRP and see if they'll take it. I said, no, I'm not paying him over MSRP. And I said, you should have led with that yesterday. I wouldn't even came in and look at this. Guys, public service announcement, do not buy at over MSRP unless there's something that makes this vehicle a unicorn, something rare. Maybe you added a $12,000 lift kit, some accessories that make sense. Guys, you're going to pay tax on the price of the vehicle. So if they raise the price $5,000 at 8%, you're going to pay another $400 in taxes just for them to make profit. I worked at a dealership, okay? They're going to make profit even if they sold it to you at employee pricing. They're going to make profit all the way back until they give you the holdback on the vehicle. There is a holdback in there that makes sense. So if you're paying MSRP, these dudes are making good money. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. So he goes, what, just like that, you're just going to walk away from this truck? Yes, I didn't love the truck that much. That truck wasn't like, wow, this blew me away. I liked my XLT better. And had that one not had an engine issue, it still would be on the channel. So no, I turned it down and I walked away. And then later he called me and said, well, you shouldn't have walked away because you're not going to find it. Yes, dude, everybody, listen, if you're willing to even travel out of the state, across your border, you're probably going to find a Ford dealer that'll sell you at MSRP or less. There are dealers here in Colorado. Montrose Ford did the same thing. They marked their stuff up like 20 grand. Now they're trying to discount at 10, but still being 10 over. Okay, you'd have to be an idiot to try and go buy a vehicle from them if they're going to sell it to you for that. What you're gonna lose. You're never gonna get back. It doesn't matter if you're buying a diesel or a gas. You're gonna lose. So I did not buy that truck, and after driving it again, I'm just no longer enamored with the 23 Ford. I still really enjoy the 22 and earlier Ford interiors. I was really looking forward to that F-150 interior being in the Super Duty, but I'm just not in love with it. I think they kind of squished it in, jammed it in, made it work. Not super in love with the front end anymore. I definitely don't like the bed steps as much as I like the Chevy. And some people don't like them at all. So, no, guys, I didn't buy that cool red pickup. It would have been neat to have 2 red trucks on there. Personally, I don't even care the color. And I don't care that I already had one Godzilla fail on me. I would try another one because, mean, that's what it's all about right now. Gas stuff is important for consumers, and that's why I'm trying to bring to the channel. But to be honest with you, after spending the last 6,000 miles in a Cummins, I might buy a Hemi, because the truck, the Ram truck itself is actually nicer than the 23 Ford. And it's the same truck that's been around. So hopefully that answers all your question, guys. I know some guys are like, well, what? And so I try to answer questions. So I just did a follow-up video on there. No, we didn't buy that Godzilla. So we will keep the hunt alive. Guys, smash the button down in the corner to subscribe. Give me a like if you don't mind. And then we will see you on the next one.